breakfast, lunch or brunch, let's do a mashup. We're talking Eastern Europe meets the Caribbean. Perogies with stewed saltfish. You're gonna love this one, man. Check it out. I've got a pot with about a liter of water coming up to a boil there. I'm gonna slightly salt it, and the reason why I'm not going heavy with the salt is because that salted cod or the saltfish is gonna have remnants of salt even though we prepared it. And these are the what we call perogies. I'm just gonna dump that in there. And you will find it in the frozen section of your grocery store. And the easiest way to kind of understand what they are, they're potato stuffed dumplings. That's pretty much as basic as I can tell you it is. However, the stuffing, besides being potato in there, they can have roasted garlic, they can have herbs, they can have bacon, they can have all these different types of stuffing. So try and find one that you like. And I'm just going to keep putting it a little stir because I don't want them to stick to the bottom of the pot. We're going to switch our attention over now to the saltfish. And the pierogies won't take long to cook, maybe 3-4 minutes. As soon as they float, you know they're ready to go. I have here 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I've got my prepared salted cod. And preparing it, if you head over to youtube.com/foodfaq, you'll see how I did that. And it's basically, in this case here, I soaked this in boiling water overnight. My heat is on medium. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And the reason why I soaked it in boiling water is 1, to rehydrate it, and 2, to remove most of the salt that was cured in. Depending on the salted cod you use, I use a boneless or a bone salted cod, but when I broke it up, I still went through and made sure there were no little bones hanging out there, you know. We ain't trying to choke on no little saltfish bone this morning. In goes some fresh ground black pepper. And this is a really quick dish to put together. As long as you have that prepared salted cod, man, you're golden, yeah? Give that another quick little stir. And here I've got an assortment of things. We've got onion, we've got scallion, we've got tomato, I've got a green Scotch bonnet pepper, I've got a small sweet pepper, a bell pepper, and I've got some fresh thyme. And that's going to stew down there now. Give that a little mix. And you want that to cook for a couple minutes. It's been about 2 minutes. And here's where you're going to personalize things. If you want this cooked down even more, you can certainly cook it for about 4 or 5 minutes more. I am going to give it 1 minute more because I want a bit of body, a bit of crunch, a bit of texture to the peppers, the onions, and everything else. I don't have garlic on hand, I know, shocking. Or I would smash a garlic in there, a clove of garlic in there as well. So 1 more minute. And you notice we have a bit of a sauce happening there. That is as the tomato and the onion breaks down. But I want a little bit of body, a little bit of crunch, as I said. So 1 more minute. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, that Scotch bonnet pepper, while it's not a mature pepper, it will still have a bit of a kick to it. So be mindful of that. If you wanted to use a habanero or a jalapeno or whatever else you have on hand, you can do that. Remove the seeds and the white membrane. We talked about that before. If you don't want the raw heat, wash your hands with soap and water immediately after. My pierogies are all cooked now, so I'm just adding them directly to the pot. And if you've ever had stuffed curry crab and dumplings along the same lines, except there's no crab involved, but we've got that stuffed dumpling there. And I know my Eastern European family, they'll be like, wait, Chris, you're doing nice things. All I want to do now is give that a mix. We want to coat the pierogies with that saltfish niceness. Look at all the bright colors, and I'm telling you, man, with that potato and that herbs and chives and everything else, this is a complete meal. Well, the pierogies are stuffed with those things, but this is a Sunday brunch, a breakfast, a dinner, whatever it is, you know? Sup, soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me, email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, them butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at caribbeanpot. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today.
Irie.
And all you need to do is give this another minute just to take on those flavors. Chris here, caribbeanpot.com. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. Eastern Europe meets the Caribbean, pierogies and stewed salt fish. You're gonna love this one now. Just vibes that now. Papa Chris, you get on this, you get on.